When God puts a dream in your heart, it's for a reason that will outlive you and outlast you. If your dream dies with you, you're of all men most miserable. That is a useless dream, it's a shallow dream, it's a superficial dream, and it's a carnal dream. Every time God gives you a dream, yes, it's to bless you, but it's not just to bless you. Non-dreamers come to a penny. Non-dreamers always outnumber dreamers. If the story of Joseph is anything to go by, for every one dreamer you can expect there will be at least 11 non-dreamers. So you can't hang out with just everybody. Be selective. Be choosy. Associate with the right people.
Welcome to Maximize Live, the television broadcast from New Wine Church, London. Jesus said, I have come that you may have life and have it more abundantly. Our mandate is to challenge you to be all you can be. So get ready to be encouraged, enriched, and empowered. You will never be the same again. Now here is your host, Pastor Michael Olawore.
Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast today. This is Maximize Life, where we encourage you to be all that you can be. I am Michael Olawore, your host and the senior pastor of New Wine Church in Woolwich, London. Today we are looking at a message by Dr. Tayo Adeyemi, the founding pastor of New Wine Church, London, who has gone home to be with the Lord. Today's message is titled, Don't Give Up on Your Dream, Part 1. That is, Don't Give Up on Your Dream, Part 1. Stay tuned.
There are too many people who are afraid to declare their dream because they are afraid that they might fail. What if I say it and it doesn't come to pass? I'll look stupid. You know what? When you say it, you place the God who put the dream on your heart on the line. And also you establish commitment in your own life. So speaking it sometimes makes you accountable. Tell somebody for me, speak your dream. Speak your dream. Who do you speak your dream to? Number one, you speak it to God. It's an expression of your faith in his promises. You're confessing it back to him what he told you. You're saying, Lord, I believe your word. Even though I don't fully understand it, I agree with your plan for my life. Number two, you speak your dream to yourself. Because when you speak it to yourself, you are instructing yourself. The most important words you will speak in life are the words you speak to yourself. I'm working on a series now titled, Are You Talking to Yourself? Every believer needs to know how to talk to themselves. You need to know how to program your own spirit with the words that you speak. Are you hearing me today? Because the more you hear yourself declare it, the more real it becomes to you. Paul said, we have believed, therefore we have spoken. But the converse is also true. We have spoken, therefore we have believed. Because faith comes by hearing. Number three, speak the dream to others. Yes, be selective about who you share your dream with. But don't be afraid to confess your dream in the hearing of other people. Speaking your dream will attract the people and the resources required to bring it to pass. I call it the law of sympathetic resonance. What do I call it? The law of sympathetic resonance. Say sympathetic, say resonance. What is the law of sympathetic resonance? If I put a piano at this end of the stage, and I put another piano at that end of the stage, and I hit a key on that piano, guess what will happen? It will set sound waves in motion that will travel at a particular frequency, and those sound waves will hit a string on the other piano, and you will see the same key on the other piano beginning to vibrate. That's simple physics. Some of you know how the tuning fork works. You strike a tuning fork at one end of the room, and somebody holds a tuning fork at the other end of the room of the same frequency. What happens to the other tuning fork? It starts to vibrate. It's called sympathetic resonance. There are people who operate at the same frequency as you. And when you declare your dream, you set waves in motion. They pick up those waves and they begin to vibrate at the same frequency. It begins to draw people towards you. It begins to draw resources towards you. David said, I'm going to kill Goliath. And everything came together to make it a reality. Learn to speak your dream. Sympathetic, from the word sympathy. Syn, which means the same. pathos, which means feeling. Sympathetic, sympathy. People who have the same feeling, people who are like-minded will be attracted towards your dream. Tell somebody for me, don't give up on your dream. Speak your dream. Number 3, sow into the dream of others. Sow into the dream of others. When you get involved in someone else's dream, God will get involved in your dream. Ephesians chapter 6 verse 8. Whatever good anyone does, he will receive the same from the Lord. If you're looking for help in a particular area of life, find people who need help in that area of life and help them. If you are sick in your body and you're believing God for your healing, start praying for other people's healing. Now the devil will tell you, if you haven't got your healing, you don't qualify to pray for other people. But that's the way to keep you down. Start praying for other people's healing. If you're believing God for a job, start praying for other people who don't have a job. Start helping them in their own search for work. Send them information. Send them application forms. Because whatever good thing you do for someone else, God will make it happen for you. Galatians chapter 6 verse 7. Whatever a man shall sow, that shall he also reap. Whatever your dream is, find other people who are pursuing the same dream and sow into their own dream. Oh my God, that's a principle that I have seen work for me over and over and over again. For 6 years, we believed God for a building as a church. 6 years. 20 properties we looked at. I had friends who were buying buildings all over the city. And every time they got their building, I got excited and I sowed dangerously. I mean dangerously into that project. And God blessed us with our own building. Bigger, better. Are you hearing me? Now we're about to build a star. Guess what I'm doing right now? I'm sowing. I'm looking for people all over the world who have a building project that I believe is connected to kingdom purpose, and I'm putting money in it. Dangerous money too. Are you hearing me? Pastor Tayo, are you sure that's the right thing to do? Oh, you bet. It has worked for me too many times for me to doubt it. Learn to sow into other people's dreams, and God will bring your dream to pass. The Bible says, whatever a man sows, that shall he also reap. So guess what? If you want a harvest of corn, what must you sow? Seed of corn. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Sow that which you desire to reap. And hear this now. If you want to see a dream fulfilled that you have never seen fulfilled before, you must be willing to sow a seed that you've never sown before. Are you hearing me, people? I said, are you hearing me? And when you've sown your seed, don't be afraid to call in your harvest. That's another problem. We preachers teach people to give, but we don't teach them how to receive. We teach them how to sow, but we don't teach them how to reap. And only a foolish farmer spends so much effort to put his seed in the ground and does not multiply his effort to reap a harvest. You must learn to call in your harvest. And there are some of you who have sown sacrificially. Since we started this new initiative, please, let the sowing be your least effort. Start calling in that harvest. Every morning when you wake up, declare it, say, thank you, Lord, that I put my seed in the ground. I now call in my own harvest. I call it from the north, from the south, from the east, from the west. I have sown into good ground, and I expect to reap a bountiful harvest, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. I have given, oh God, so raise men who will give to me also. I have made your dream happen. Now it's time for you to make my dream happen. Nothing to be ashamed of. Oh, Pastor Tayo, that's greedy. You don't understand God. When you understand God, you make him proud when you talk like that. He goes, that's my boy. He goes, that's my girl. Come on, Gabriel, move now. Move. Learn to call in your harvest. Tell somebody, don't give up on your dream. Sow into the dream of others. Number 4, discover God's purpose for your dream. When God gives you a dream, people, he connects it to a purpose. Say purpose. Usually, That purpose is bigger than you. It's bigger than your needs. It's bigger than your desires. Say it with me. Say, God's purpose for my dream is bigger than me. It's bigger than my needs. It's bigger than my desires. Say, God's purpose for my dream is divine and it's eternal. Listen closely to me. When God puts a dream in your heart, it's for a reason that will outlive you and outlast you. If your dream dies with you, you're of all men most miserable. That is a useless dream. It's a shallow dream. It's a superficial dream. And it's a carnal dream. Every time God gives you a dream, yes, it's to bless you. But it's not just to bless you. Did you get that? It's to bless you so you can be a blessing. In Acts chapter 26 verse 16, Paul stood before Agrippa to give his testimony. And he spoke about the time that Jesus appeared to him. And Jesus said to him, for this purpose I have appeared to you. People, God appears to his people for a purpose. And until that purpose is fulfilled, no force from hell can take you out. No situation can kill you. No devil can come against you. You didn't hear what I just said. There was a storm on the sea. The whole ship broke to pieces. But Jesus came into that storm and he said to Paul, don't worry, you haven't fulfilled your purpose yet. So you will not die. And because of you, everybody else on this ship will leave. Purpose. Purpose. When you know the purpose for your dream, it encourages you in the day of difficulty. It encourages you when things are not going so well. Because there will be difficulty, people. There will be days that things are not going so well. But you know that this is bigger than you. And so you are not afraid. Hallelujah. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Discover God's purpose for your dream. Tell your neighbor, don't give up on your dream. Discover God's purpose for your dream. Number 5, guard your heart. Proverbs 4:23, keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it spring the issues of life. Keep vigilant watch over your heart. The Message Bible says that's where life starts. Above all else, guard your heart, for it affects everything you do. One version says, keep your heart with all vigilance, for out of it flow the forces that govern life. My friend, your heart is the incubation center for your dream.
This program will continue after this short message.
I hope you are being blessed by this broadcast. If yes, I encourage you to contact me and let me know how we can serve you better. If you have any question about what you have heard on this program today or about life in general, do not hesitate to contact me. You can contact me by phone, email, or Twitter. All the details you need are on your screen right now. God bless you.
Now, back to today's program.
Your heart is the incubation center for your dream. If your heart is defiled, your dream will be corrupted. So guard your heart. Be careful the kind of thoughts you allow to invade your heart. The devil can put thoughts in people's hearts. Did you know that? He put it in Judas' heart to betray Jesus. And you must learn to resist those thoughts. The Bible says, as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. The word thinketh is the word sha'ar, which means to split open. It describes the activity of a gatekeeper who opens a gate or shuts the gate to allow traffic in or to prevent traffic from coming in. Your thinking is a gate to your life. And you can shut down the gate and say, I will not allow that kind of thinking to come into my life because it is not in agreement with the dream that God has given me. Listen, friends, your life will move in the direction of your most dominant thoughts. That's why if you keep thinking sickness, you will fall ill. You got to get the message I preached on Friday at the encounter night. You got to get that message. Your life will move in the direction of the thoughts. If you think positive thoughts, your life will be positive. If you think negative thoughts, your life will be negative. If you think victorious thoughts, you walk in victory. If you think victim thoughts, you will be a victim. If you think thoughts of defeat, you will be defeated. If you think thoughts of depression, you will be depressed. So you need to be careful what you allow to come into your mind. Don't allow every kind of information to invade your soul. Keep some things at bay and say, that's not intended for me. Sorry, I reject it. It's not mine. It's not mine. And when negative thought patterns start to develop in your mind, when a belief system starts to evolve that is contrary to the word of God, tear it down. That's the essence of spiritual warfare. 2 Corinthians 10, 4 and 5. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but are mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. Say strongholds. Casting down imaginations. Say imaginations. And every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought. Say thought. To the obedience of Christ. See how it happens. It starts as a thought, it becomes an imagination, then it becomes a stronghold. But you can tear it all down. Tear it all down. And allow the thoughts of God to invade your mind. Listen to this. If you think you're beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but you think you can, it is almost certain you won't. If you think you'll lose, you've lost. For out in the world we find success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you're outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man. But sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. Tell your neighbor for me, don't give up on your dream. Guard your heart. Number 6, keep the company of other dreamers. The company you keep goes a long way to determine what becomes of your dream. Be careful. Be selective about who you hang out with. Not anyone will do to be your friend. Not everyone who likes you has to be your friend. Did you know that? Because somebody say, I like you, doesn't mean that, yeah, thank you. But that doesn't mean you must be my friend. Yeah, I like you too, but thank you. Find other people who are doing the kind of thing you want to do and get around them. Talk to them. Pray with them. Let me ask you a question. Who do you get your counsel from? Whose counsel influences your life? Take a look at that person's life. How submitted are they to God? How is their life bearing fruit? Now let me say this because this is going to help some of you. Just because a person is successful in worldly matters does not mean they're qualified to counsel you. Because the Bible says a tree will be known by its fruit. What fruit is that person's life bearing? How many people are their life touching positively? How many people have they turned to God? How many people are they helping to become all that God wants them to be? Just because a person has a lot of money does not make him qualified to counsel you about money. Because his wealth may be ill-gotten. Did you hear what I just said? So be careful who you hang around. Hang around people who are godly, who govern their lives by godly principles, and who are fulfilling the kind of dream that you want to fulfill. Proverbs 13:20. He who walks with wise men will be wise, but the companion of fools will be destroyed. That means you can hang around some people and it's going to hurt you. Are you hearing me today? So be selective about the company you keep. Let me tell you something, people. Non-dreamers come to a penny. Non-dreamers always outnumber dreamers. If the story of Joseph is anything to go by, for every one dreamer you can expect there will be at least 11 non-dreamers. So you can't hang out with just everybody. Be selective. Be choosy. Associate with the right people. When Mary conceived in her womb, she was selective about the company she kept. She went to look for somebody else who was also carrying the kind of things she was carrying. She went to look for someone else who was carrying a child of destiny. She went to look for someone else who conceived by a miracle. And when she got in the presence of Elizabeth, the baby in Elizabeth's womb leaped for joy. When you conceive a dream, find somebody who is carrying the kind of dream you're carrying. And when you get in each other's presence, your dream will jump and their dream will jump. If you get around people and nothing goes on inside you, there's no zzz inside you. I'm serious. I'm serious. Get around people who fire you up. When I go around the world, I arrange my time to spend time with people who fire me up. If I'm coming near their city, I will fly an extra 2 hours to go and have lunch with somebody because I know he's going to ignite something in my spirit. I tell them, I'll pay, don't worry. It's the price of a lunch. But what I get out of that lunch is more than just food. Are you hearing me? Be selective about the company you keep. Don't hang around naysayers. Don't hang around doomsayers. Don't hang around people who are going nowhere. Find out, is this person made of the same material that I'm made of? Iron sharpens iron. Don't hang around people who will blunt you all the time because it makes you feel good that you are better than them. Don't expose your dream to people who never dream. Mark negative people and avoid them like the plague. Are you hearing me? Listen to this. Beware of your gunless friend, it says. The dangerous people are not the ones who hit you with clubs and rob you with guns. The thief won't attack your character traits or belittle your abilities to your face. It likely will be a well-meaning friend who merely crushes your will to win. No, he doesn't rob you at point of gun. He simply says it can be done. When pointed to thousands who already are, he smiles and says they're superior. Personality-wise and abilities too, they're way ahead of what others can do. It matters not that these words are untrue, for you feel others must know you. So you're robbed of your hopes, your dreams to succeed. Robbed of the material blessings received. Robbed of your faith that says I can. And robbed by an ignorant, gunless friend. So the deadliest of men is not he with a gun, but the one who tells you it can't be done. For that taken by burglars can be gotten again. But what can replace your will to win? When God gives you a dream, he usually raises other dreamers to help you make sense of your dream. He raises other dreamers to help you interpret your dream. God gave Pharaoh a dream, and Pharaoh was looking for someone to make sense of his dream. So he called all the people around him. But because they were not dreamers, they couldn't help him until they went to get the dreamer from the dungeon. And so there is a Joseph in your life who will help you to interpret your own dream. You need to discern them. You need to locate them. And you need to get with them. Tell somebody for me, don't give up on your dream. Keep the company of other dreamers. Number 7, start moving in the direction of your dream. When God gives you a dream, unless he categorically tells you to wait, and sometimes he does that, but unless he categorically tells you to wait, when God gives you a dream, the next move is yours. In Genesis 13, God said to Abraham in about verse 15, lift up your eyes now from the place where you are. And God always starts from the place where you are. He said, look to the north and the south and the east and the west. He said, as far as you can see, I will give you the land. That was the dream. In verse 17, God gave him the mandate. God said, arise and walk in the land through its length and through its breadth. When God puts a dream in your heart, start to move in the direction of your dream. Start to do something about that dream, no matter how small. Maybe your dream requires 100,000 pounds to bring it to pass, and you don't have 100,000 pounds. Don't wait till you get 100,000 pounds. Don't wait. Start with the 10 pounds you've got. Open an account and put the 10 pounds in there. That becomes your little jar of oil, and you now invite God to multiply it. It becomes your 5 loaves and your 2 fish. So do something about the dream that God has given you. Go get some training. Go print a leaflet on your PC. Just do something. What should I do, Pastor Tayo? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Just do something. You remember the 4 lepers outside of Samaria. God gave them a dream that there will be food. Everybody else was waiting for the dream to come to pass. The guy said, let's do something, folks. And they moved in the direction of their dream. And they saw their dream come to pass. So get up and do something. Start to pray about it. Start to write a confession and say it every morning. But whatever you do, begin to move in the direction of your dream. Tell your neighbor for me, don't give up on your dream. Move in the direction of your dream. Say, write down your dream. Speak your dream. Sow into the dream of others. Discover God's purpose for your dream. Guard your heart. Keep the company of other dreamers. Start moving in the direction of your dream. Listen, friends, God has put a dream in your heart. And He put it there because He intended for it to come to pass. God didn't give you the dream to just tease you. And there is somebody who is waiting on the other side of the fulfillment of your dream. There is someone who will not make it if your dream is not fulfilled. Something significant will not happen for the kingdom of God if your dream is not fulfilled. And maybe you're right now very far away from the fulfillment of your dream. God says to tell you this morning, don't give up. Don't give up. Heaven is rooting for you. All of heaven's power is available to you. And God will bring that dream to pass as long as you do not give up on that dream. Tell somebody for me, don't give up on your dream. Let us pray.
I trust that this message has enriched you and also challenged you to be all that you can be. If you have any questions, comments, or prayer requests about what you have heard today, do not hesitate to contact me using the details on your screen right now, and I will be glad to serve you as best as I can. Also, if you happen to be in or visiting the London, Essex, or Kent area of the United Kingdom, we encourage you to come and worship with us at New Wine Church. All our service details are on your screen right now. Well, till the next time on Maximize Life, God bless you.
We hope you have been blessed by today's broadcast. For more details about the dynamic ministry of Dr. Tayo Adeyemi, please contact us using the details on your screen or visit newwine.co.uk.